problems. So I'm going to take a look at the Times quick cryptic crossword, and this is being published on what are we? Tuesday. We're Tuesday, the 20th of May, 2025. That's the trouble of getting up early at 6:30 in the morning and looking at the crossword after your breakfast before it's even 7 o'clock. So anyway, this one's been set by Teazel, so I've just looked at my records and I'd forgotten that the last Teazel took me just over 7 minutes. It was an absolute amazement. I've never been that quick on a Teazel before, by a long way. Normally they're about 15 minutes, but I have had a couple of ones take me out past 20, but generally this year they've been around the 15-minute mark, so I don't think it's going to be the 7 minutes again. I think I'd like it though, because I'm on a bad streak, 6 in a row now that fails. So anyway, time to reset the timer and crack on. Freight reduced outside Lima for religious movement. I would have thought that was some kind of anagram, but it doesn't work. Let's put an L in there. It's going to be an L for Lima. Escape from insect, ant, fly, I suppose. All of us help staff helpful. All of us. Don't think that's a hidden word. Gathering to celebrate, not all year. Gathering, party, not all year. Celebrate, not all. And then year for Y. I think that must be yo-yo, mustn't it? Toy is a yo-yo, minus its head, flipped over. Toy. There we go. Toy. Yo-yo. Okay. Gradually manoeuvre large frame. Gradually, I want to say inch frame. No. Nuclear plant lacking A. Go nuclear, which is a priest. Oh gosh. Nuclear. Let's see what I've got when I've got some letters. Rectors and things. Deacons. Applauded, having trained a reluctant dog. Is that just a reluctant? Is about 9 letters. A reluctant dog. Yeah, I think so. I'll go with that. Applauded. Gosh, you'd think that's that an ed word, but fine. Sort of key. Dropped. F for fine. Sort of key. Ilk key. Dropped. No. Awful pain. Caught in flap. Panic. Yeah, nice. That's a nice little clue. Food almost full. Almost married in characteristic style. Full almost. Twim characteristic style. Assume married in. Could put an M into that. I think it's an M there though. Second cousins tantalised. Cousins is 7 letter, but nurse. Is that just a hidden word? Instant, yeah. Instant hidden word. Oh, okay. That's not too bad. Aficionado of quiche losing pounds. Flan and fan, I suppose. Obstinate swine with such personalised notepad. I would have thought it was pig-headed. Yeah, headed. Okay, that looks quite nice. Assistance is aid, said not to have succeeded. Okay, without an S, said without an S, fair enough. This is what, paste. Yep, that's nice. What's this thing? Indicted, sort of guessed ones like this after school. Educated, sort of guess, educated guess, yep. Nice. So that side's looking good. Quarrel, it turns up, is tiff, T-I, ups, if, very loud. Fool, characteristic style, idiom, yeah, I think so. This must have got a map with bread, soak up, seafood, shrimp, with bread, shrimp. It's not shrimp, can't be shrimp because there's an MP there. Not sure about that idiom, I think it's right, but oh, what's this? Ing. Maybe it's time to go to the Downs. Let's look at the Downs. So we've got arrived to collect luxury car for trading. Could be a limo, could be a yeah, I think it's double R for Rolls Royce. For trading, Arrive. Manage to flee is to run. If you run and you flee, yeah, I've got a flee and a fly. Window, circular in shape, that is held in both hands. Briefly. Lie left and right. That is circular shape. I'm not sure I know the name of a window like that at this moment. Might come to me later. Informal agreement from sitting for too long, presumably. Looks like it ought to be an anagram, but especially that informal agreement. Not sure. Collapsed culprit is in the news. Sure, that's just an anagram culprit. What is that going to be? Don't know. Try to enter stronghold is a fort with number left behind. Try to enter fort. Fort what? Fort with number left behind. Port 7. See if that fort's gathering is a party to celebrate. I think that's party. Just a stupid bit of wordplay, really. I'll come back to that. Topical, that is. Culprit. There we are. Okay. Still got this long anagram to sort out, haven't I? Dum. General feeling as tension is released. Is that just an anagram of tension? Yeah. Was an anagram of as tension, sorry. Probably feeling as tension, which is sensation. And, right, I've done all the downs after that, I think. This one, trained a reluctant dog, sorry. Congratulated. Wow, okay. Who knew that was an anagram of congratulated? Fort. I'm sure that is party. It's not to celebrate, is to party. Take off the Y and then add a Y for year. Complicated cluing just for the sake of complicated cluing. Freight reduced outside Lima for religious movement. I really want that to be some kind of sect, but I say I want it to be. I think sect would be a good word for that. All of us staff helpful. Gradually manoeuvre. Large frame. Easel. Ah, nice one. So that is an L. Both hands. Window. Circular shape is O. That is held in Royal. Oriel. Oriel. There it is. An Oriel window. I have heard of it. Just couldn't think of it at that moment. Religious movement is. Where's my L going? With bread. Bread is readies. Soak up seafood. Something up. No, can't be up because of seafood. This one was find sort of key. Dropped. Bam. I've suddenly just hit a kind of try to enter. Try to enter stronghold. So let's take out. So 4 tries a go. Forgotten. Wow. Okay, that's a forgotten. Left behind. Yeah, forgotten. Nice. Nuclear plant lacking a priest. Okay, that's interesting. Nuclear plant lacking a priest. Reactor. Okay, yeah, reactor. Fair enough. So the last few. I mean, if you're going to enter freight reduced, Freight outside of Lima. Lima's L in the whatever alphabet. I don't know where the L goes. Would the L go there? Could do. Unlikely to go there. Not possibly. Could be. And it could go anywhere. Those 3 could be more like there. Religious movement is So this one, arrived to collect luxury car, double R there. Well, it has been R there, doesn't it, somewhere? All of us helpful, us staff. Does it have to be a Rolls Royce luxury car? That would be the next question. Could be a car for trading ACE. Arrive. I cannot think of any religious movements at all at this moment. Something packed. No idea what to do that clue. Helpful. And again, no idea what to do that clue either. Informal agreement. It's just a long word that I'm going to have to write out horizontally. Something, 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 something. R, something, T. Something, 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 ING. A puzzle of two halves, really. I mean, it's gone very well up to this point, and then boom, with bread. Soak up. I think that's idiots have fallen almost. M for married. Characteristic style. Idiom, I would say. Soak up seafood. With bread. Bread could be money. Soak up is to mop, isn't it? I don't know what that is. Oh, something. M. Assuming I've got the wordplay correct. I'm going to take the mop out for now. Fine would normally be an F. F-A. Fallen. Sort of key. Allen key, yeah. Fallen, okay. Okay, we'll go with that. That's nice. That's a classic. So we've got RAL. I've got no idea about this word. With bread. Soak up seafood. Soak up. Congratulated. Informal agreement from sitting for too long, presumably. I assume we're looking for. Presumably, informal agreement is a tract, is a handshake. Verbal agreement. Dropped is fallen, I think, definitely. Roll mop, I think. I don't know what roll mop is at all. But yeah, bread is a roll. Roll mop. Okay. Informal agreement. Gosh. So that will last, what, 4 in 13 minutes? Kind of where I want to be, really, on these. Arrive to collect luxury car for trading. I feel like there has to be double R in there somewhere. It doesn't have to be there, it could be there. Carry. Trading is. What's trading? Purchasing. If that's an R from double R. I've got an idea. Staff is to man, or it could be a kind of rod. Helpful is. If that was an ing, I don't know what it would be. Manning. Could it be manning? anagram of sitting too long in here. What is freight? Freight is goods. I mean, I'll go for cargo. Cargo is freight. Carg. Is that right? Cargo. Let's think. That's carry. K. Collecting luxury car for trading. Commerce. Now. Commerc. Oh, it's a merc now. Yeah, stuff is to man. Helpful is all of us mankind. Okay. Cargo. Okay, so reduced outside lemur for religious movement. Cargo. Understanding. Oh, let's try and put that in the right place. Understanding is an informal agreement, I think. Yeah, we've got an understanding. And to do with standing is not to be sitting. Cargo. Is it cargo? Freight reduced outside lemur. Cargo cult. Cargo cult? Why would that be cargo cult? I need to take out that N there, don't I? Cargo. Cult is a religious movement. Reduced is outside cult. Yeah, cut. Okay, there you go. Hooray, at last. A success, 1627. With the most unkind one across clue I've ever seen, I think. Probably. Maybe I'm exaggerating a little bit there, but gosh, that was a bit harder than you'd like it to be. Right, yeah, okay, that was some good puzzles there, good clues there actually, I have to say. Just got a bit stuck, I mean, let's have a look. Okay, so freight is cargo, reduced is cut, going around Alpha Lima, which gives you a religious movement of a cargo cult. Now, I've never heard of that. To escape, well, an insect is a fly, and escape from is to fly. Yeah, not keen on that escape from definition, but I got it, so I shouldn't complain too loudly. All of us, well, we are all part of mankind, fair enough. To staff is to man. I think I may have said that halfway through, struggling with it. Helpful is kind. Helpful, kind, Okay, this one's an interesting one because a party is a gathering, and then to celebrate is to party, but it says not also take the wife of party to get part and then add a Y for year. So that is just nasty cluing for the sake of nasty cluing, I think, really. Gradually manoeuvre is to ease, and alpha large gives you a frame. I mean, the difference there is someone like I don't know, Trelawney or someone or one of the other setters would have given you more than just a frame being an easel. They'd have pointed you towards an artist's frame or something, I don't know, which of course you'd then biff, but that's kind of what I want almost. A nuclear plant is a reactor lacking A, so take the reactor out of A to get to rector, which is a priest. Applauded is congratulated. And then we've got an anagram of a reluctant dog, and trained is your anagram. Having trained is your anagram indicator. F for fine, standard abbreviation. You see that, and then you got an Allen key. That's sort of key. Allen key is those little hexagonal keys that you undo difficult things with. Dropped is fallen. You dropped in status. You've fallen in status. Awful pain. So we've got an anagram of pain indicated by awful. And then a C for caught on the end, cricket notation, and a flap. If you're in a flap, you're in a panic. I mean, flap is a great word for panic. He's in a bit of a flap today. A fool is an idiot, but it's not entirely the idiot because it says fool almost. So take the T off of idiot. M for married is standard abbreviation, and characteristic style is an idiom. Not sure I knew that really. Would have described it that way. Another definition I'm not keen on, but got there. aficionado. I'm looking at the wrong clue here. Second cousins tantalised nurses. So nurses is saying there's a hidden word. That's what I spotted. Across cousins tantalised. So that's instant, and a second is an instant. I'll do that in a second. I'll do it in an instant. And an aficionado is a fan, and a quiche is a flan. Losing pounds. So pounds are L from the Latin word that was used in pre-decimalisation for pounds, shillings, and pence. LSD. Obstinate is pig-headed. I mean, this is a nice and relatively nice definition. Obstinate, swine. So pig-headed. Pig is a swine, and personalised notepaper is headed paper. So pig-headed is obstinate. On the downs, if you arrive, you come. Collecting the luxury car, which is a Merc. Now, I have to say, I see so many Mercedes around that I would not have thought it was a luxury car really these days. But anyway, trading is commerce. We've got a similar definition to the fly one up here with run. So if you manage the local shop, then you run the shop, and to flee is to run. Actually, it's not similar. It's just the fact we've got fleas and flies. That's what, and run and fly. That's probably what got me going there. So window is an Oriel window. Circular shape is an O to start the clue off. That is IE, held in both hands. We've got the right and the left. Briefly. Okay, so I think briefly it's just saying right and left, abbreviate right and left, I think. Because I can't see what it's doing otherwise. An informal agreement is an understanding. From sitting for too long, presumably. Sitting for too long, so the understanding has come from, and the presumably is just sitting for too long. I mean, I can see that it's a wordplay of if you've been sitting too long, then you have been understanding. You know, you haven't been standing long enough. You've been understanding. I mean, it's a bit of a silly wordplay, but that's a Teazel clue and a half, really. Just wondering if the presumably is just, I think, there as a waiter. Well, it's a bit of a silliness to it. Collapsed is an anagram indicator that culprit is an anagram of topical, and something that's in the news is topical. Right, a try is a go, so you have your go at Monopoly, you have your try. A stronghold is a fort, so that gives you the forgot, and then the number is 10, and left behind is, well, something that's forgotten. A toy, minus its head, so toy, take off the T of toy gives you OY, and then flip it over twice gives you a yo-yo, and it's also a toy, which is really the definition. So I guess that's an all-in-one, really. A general feeling is a sensation, and then we've got a sensation is an anagram of as tension, and is released is your anagram indicator. A bit loose one there. You've got sort of guess. Educated is a sort of guess, educated guess, and one's like this after school. Well, after you go to school, you're hopefully educated. I mean, there's a question mark on it in case you're one of those people who doesn't get educated, but in theory, that's what it is. Roll mop. With bread, so bread is bread roll, and to soak up is to mop something. So roll mop is a seafood that I have never heard of. So the second clue of the day that I've never heard of: cargo cult and roll mop. And also the cargo cult was particularly fairly clued, but they are both gettable once you've got some letters in place. Adhesive tape is, well, adhesive is paste. Tapes is an anagram of paste, and coming unstuck is your anagram indicator. Nice. I think that's a really good clue, actually. I've got quarrel is a tiff. Tiff's a good word as well. It turns, so put TI to start off rather than IT. It turns, and then very loud. F is musical notation for play it loudly. Forte, very loud means put two Fs. And assistance is aid. Said not to have succeeded, so succeeded is normally abbreviated to S, so take the S off of said, it gives you aid. So there we go, 16-27. I snap my streak of 6 consecutive defeats and finally get a success on the board. Thanks for watching.